All right, on the next page, we are now going to be adding our quad RGB sensor. So, taking a look at step 4, a couple things. First is I need my Allen wrench back, or my hex. So flip that around. I'm gonna need my sensor, so I'm gonna grab that guy out of my kit here. I need my mini wheel, this guy, and I need 2 of my 14. So I'm gonna go back to my layout that I made with my screws, and I'm gonna come here, and it says I need 2 of them. So I'm gonna pull out 2. There's 1. And let's get this guy out here. 2. Okay, put that back right up on my mat. And what I'm gonna do is I am going to look at the diagram. So I noticed that it's upside down. Okay, I have my robot currently in the same view. My smiley face is upside down, smiley face is upside down. So what I'm going to do is flip it around like it asks. Okay, so now I have a W on the back here. Okay, and my front is here, just like that is. So what you do, actually, I'm gonna go back because it has me putting it on this way first. So I'm gonna get this guy open, add this little baggie to my trash pile. This is not a keeper. Okay. Take out my mini wheel. This guy is a keeper. Okay, so the mini wheel goes on this front part here, and it goes underneath this sensor. Okay, it goes inside though, so flip that guy around, and the sensor has a setup so that they kind of snug together. So let me show you that again. These guys snug together like this. Okay? So make sure that the circuit side is more onto your robot, and that the actual sensors are facing you and up so that they can actually do the sensing. So I'm gonna use my screw here. I'm gonna thread that in by hand first so that it's in there. It's in there good. I'm gonna take this and tighten this in. One thing I like to do too is when I'm putting screws like this in, I'm not gonna tighten this first one all the way because I wanna make sure I have room. And I'm gonna go back and I'm just gonna do a final little tighten on them, give it a little, okay, that's it. So now I'm gonna flip this guy around because I need to connect them. So if you look at the book, it says 1 10 centimeter, not the 20 centimeter. So 20 is larger than 10, so I know I need my 10, not my 20. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to plug that in here. If I can put it in correctly. Nope, I had it right the first time. It's just like that USB thing. You put it in backwards one way. It should only go in one way. And sometimes I like to just give it a little. I'm looking to make sure that I can either hear a click or that it's in all the way. So I'm not gonna push it like this too much because I don't wanna damage these cords. Okay, I'm just gonna give it a little push there. Then in the photo, I can see that it is going back through here. And when I flip it over, I will see all these cords sticking out. All right, on the next page, step 6, I'm gonna need my ultrasonic sensor. I'm gonna need a 10 centimeter, which again, we have a 20 and a 10, so the 10 is the shorter one. And then I'm gonna need 2 of my 14 millimeters. So I'm gonna grab my little baggie of my 14s labeled, and I'm gonna pull out 2 of those. So we're gonna give. give our robots some eyeballs. Okay. So we're gonna give our robots some eyeballs. Okay. So we're gonna give our robots some eyeballs. Okay. So we're gonna give our robots some eyeballs. Okay. So we're gonna give our robots some eyeballs. Okay. So we're gonna give our robots some eyeballs. Okay. So we're gonna give our robots some eyeballs. Okay. So we're gonna give our robots some eyeballs. Okay. So we're gonna give our robots some eyeballs. Okay. So we're gonna give our robots some eyeballs. Okay. So we're gonna give our robots some eyeballs. Okay. So we're gonna give our robots some eyeballs. Okay. So we're gonna give our robots some eyeballs. Okay. So we're gonna give our robots some eyeballs. Okay. So we're gonna give our robots some eyeballs. Okay. So we're gonna give our robots some eyeballs. Okay. So we're gonna give our robots some eyeballs. Okay. So we're gonna give our robots some eyeballs. Okay. So we're gonna give our robots some eyeballs. Okay. So we're gonna give our robots some eyeballs. Okay. So we're gonna give our robots some eyeballs. Okay. So we're gonna give our robo So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at the photo here. I'm gonna take my ultrasonic sensor, take this out. This is a bag that we will not be keeping. Throw that guy away. I'm going to make sure that this is on the bottom, so his eyes are up and not down. So this goes just above my eyeballs, or my smiley face. So I'm gonna take this guy, line him up. Use my fingers first to get that threaded. Okay. Tighten that guy in. And double check that one, double check that one. Good. So now I need my cord. And I'm going to plug this guy in on the back here. Okay, there's 2 of these here. This is gonna make sense once you get your shield on here next. So what you're gonna wanna do is, with it facing the same direction as here, so you can see we've flipped it around, you are going to put your cord on the right side here. Make sure that goes in. And you're gonna take this cord here that came up from your RGB light sensor, and you're gonna plug it in on the other side. So we're just kind of building that circuit. This guy's being kind of a pain. There we go. Maybe I'm doing it backwards. Give me just a minute. This can be a pain in the butt to finagle in here. This is why we are being very delicate, not pulling on anything. Try and keep my head out of the shot here. It'll go in, I promise. This is being stubborn. Got it. All right, got it in. I'm going to just make sure I got it clicked in there, just using the edge of my screwdriver a little bit, or my nails. All right, got it in. Goodness sake, that thing's a pain. All right, so I've got these 2 and these 2. My last one is my shield. My shield is gonna take, okay, my shield is gonna take 4 of the largest ones. So I'm gonna make sure I get 4. Oop, I don't need all 6. Put 2 back in. Okay. I'm gonna make sure I have my shield on the correct direction. So I'm gonna make sure I look which way is my robot facing based on the photo. My cord's coming out this way, and my shield facing the correct direction. I can actually pull this guy off here so we can see him a little bit better. So our circuit, or our micro Cyber Pi, goodness, like there's microbits, circuit playgrounds that we do stuff for coding. This is just like a Raspberry Pi. It's like a circuit playground. It's like a microbit. That's all very much the same thing. We are going to take this guy and we are going to put him on like this. Okay, so this is the front, and I'm going to make sure that the cords are all tucked in specific places, sticking out specific places, and then these guys are going to line right up on the bottom there. I'm gonna get one lined up and actually screwed on. Not too tight, but just tight enough so that I can still manipulate this to get things lined up. Okay, so I'm gonna take another screw. that in there. And we're still using our Allen wrench. Okay, that one's a little tighter, but it should be good the rest of the way. So now we're just gonna get these two. And those should perfectly line up now with those other two in there. All right, we have just a couple more steps and we're almost done. We have a completed robot with some cords sticking out. So let's figure out what to do with those next. Okay, so we just put our shield on. Now we need to physically make sure we have that complete circuit, okay? So we have, for our circuit, and I'll zoom in here for you, or bring this up to the camera, you have your complete circuit that we need to have. So this guy goes this way and these go in here. So this comes out and it ends there. Okay, so it actually doesn't actually fully loop. It just communicates through there, right? So this guy coming from our ultrasonic sensor needs to go into this front side port. So that is your M build here. And that goes in, figuring out which direction it goes and putting it in correctly. Remember, it only goes in one direction. If you have to force it, it's not the right way. So that guy's connected, so he's here to here to here to here. And then these guys, for our motors, if you remember from the EV3s, they need a little bit more power, so they have a different port. Those go into our EM1 and 2 in the back. Now, stick them in, put them into either one, whichever one is on what side. And you might need to do some finagling later on. Sorry, stay in the camera. Because when I first assembled one of these, I switched these up. And when I tried to go straight with my robot, it went backwards. So I just needed to rotate these or flip these. So all in, last bit. Our CyberBot. Okay, this guy, this meets up with that. So lining that up, clicking it on, it should go right on. Do not be taking this on and off. It is not a Bluetooth remote control. It does not connect to it remotely. So this, in order for these guys to communicate, they actually have to physically like be on. Okay, so we're not gonna be taking the CyberPi on and off. The CyberPi will be on. Okay, you'll have your start button or your on button. You'll have your S1, S2, those will be for later. S3, S4, again for later. This guy is your data cable, your USB charger, and your home button. But let's turn it on and see. We are good. We got power. It should have a little bit of a charge. You should have your screen coming on. It will pick a language, please. Just going down, click, and then A or B. And then here we go. So you have a bunch of programs that are preset in here that you'll get to play with. So you'll notice the charge is not full. So we'll make sure that our cord goes with it. Now, when you're done, we have some organizing to do. So stay tuned. All right, we are done building our little robot. Woohoo! Gonna turn him off. And I'm going to just put him in a safe spot. I have a cord left. I have screws left. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the bigger of the bags, keeping these guys in here. I am going to place them all into here, along with the cord. So now, zipping that up, I have my little parts. Grab my charger. Now, what I'm gonna do is, this box is my robot's home. We're going to number these so every box has its own home. But this guy fits beautifully right in here and is ready to go. we will put this in the cabinet that corresponds with the number that I put on your robot. The rest of your pieces, this will go in a pile. There is a line following activity here on this giant piece of paper. This will have a separate pile, so you'll have spots to put these in the room. Keep, and then all of this stuff is trash. You're welcome if you'd like to, if you think that you did a good job of keeping this organized, if you'd like to donate this to somebody else that maybe needs to build theirs, go for it, help them out. But this all will be trash. So you'll have different things to turn into me. I will collect all your screwdrivers, your 2 baggies, your manual, and your map or your line following. So that will be the last little bit of cleanup that you need to do for your robot.